Hello.
All right.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Just trying to enjoy the weekend here in Sweden when the weather is good.
Nice, nice. What time is it over there?
It's 9:30
Not,
p.m.
oh, so, okay.
No, 7:30 p.m. Sorry.
Okay. I thought you said you're enjoying the weather. I'm like, it's like dark right now. Like,
No, like in the summer in Sweden, the sun goes down really late, so it's still very bright outside.
really? At 9 p.m.?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's 7:30 p.m. I said it wrong the first time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cause you're like, that fuck with
Yeah,
my head. I'm like, dude, at 9 p.m., the sun's still out. Like, it's still,
yeah. Yeah. It should be in the northern parts of Sweden though. Then the sun literally stays up like until midnight.
gotcha.
It's crazy.
Um,
So how have you been? Have you been good?
yeah, I'm doing a lot better, man. I think last time we spoke, I was kind of in a bad place. And I'm sorry if I kind of, if, if there was any issues with our discussion there. But yeah, I'm in a much better place right now. I got my own apartment. I've got a car now. And things
Oh,
looking really good. Yeah.
so what are you doing? Like, are you working or?
Yeah, I work. I have two part-time jobs. I work at a food pantry, helping the local community, and I'm a counselor at a mental health clinic. So
Okay, nice.
yeah. What's it called? But besides that, it's not like video editing related. Like I do this as a hobby, and I love doing
Yeah,
this. And like, this is what I enjoy doing, to be honest with you. If I could do it as a job, I would, but I know how it goes when you start working in this and like, you start like hating the work and it's like, I just like doing the
yeah,
projects I like, and it's hard to make a
yeah.
living that way. So,
To be
um,
honest, I sometimes miss like not working with motion design at 3D because then it would be like you would have so much more energy for like personal projects and stuff.
that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. 'Cause, it's hard to have energy for these personal projects when you're working and, like, actively in the industry, like you are.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
how have you been? How's everything
After
been?
that, but it's good. I'm also in a much better place now. I was at I started a new job which I really enjoy like 3 months ago. It's more of an in-house studio in a we're a software developer for cancer care, but it's a really big company. And before that, I worked at a commercial agency, and that was not very nice. I'm also in a much better place now.
Gotcha. Well, Halo, man, I think the last time we spoke, we were talking about, Infinite, and, like, we were hoping that it would take off, and dude, w l l give us your opinion, man. What's your opinion of Infinite? Be honest.
Like honestly, I think Infinite is fucking trash. Like it's so bad.
It's so bad.
I was having such high hope for it. Some thought the 343 we're finally gonna fix it when like getting the new engine and investing so much resources and shit. But it's so fucking trash. I tried play it only like for 1 week until I realized that it was horrible, and then I haven't touched it at all.
Oh my god.
And I looked at the Steam charts today, and they actually have a lower play base now than MCC, which is crazy today.
That is not crazy because MCC is actually a good game and Infinite
Yeah,
fucking blows. Like,
but it's like so new, and they invested so much in it. I don't see how they can fail as much
well,
as they do.
it's because they don't get it. Like, you can't just keep reinventing the wheel. Sometimes you gotta go back and be like, "Okay, so we had it right here with Halo 2 or Halo 1, right? And Halo 3, we had it right with those 3. So let's go back and build on those and, actually build on that, keep building on that game instead of being like, oh yeah, let's fucking make a brand new bullshit story arc that like nobody really understands. Just keep putting up random bullshit, like, come on, man.
So, what do you think? Do you think the campaign is important in Halo? Do you think that?
I watched the show. I had never played the campaign. Um, I know it's weird. I've never played the campaign. I always did multiplayer because I liked the competitive aspect of it.
Yeah,
Um, and I wanted to be a pro back before I started doing montages. I wanted to be a Halo pro, like an actual pro player. But I ended up having more success doing editing montages than actually playing the game. So,
Yeah.
shit. What was your question, man?
Do you think campaigns are important in the Halo games? Do you think we
It
should own
it is to a certain extent. It is to a certain extent. There's nice to have a storyline for sure about the characters, but if you're looking to make a competitive game, the campaign is not that.
it for a while? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as important, the campaign, but we can do campaign storyline shit, like, it's not a problem, but we gotta go back to the old story arcs and build on those. Maybe some side stories, things that were, like, extra that people didn't hear about, stuff like that. I'd have to see the campaign in Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3 and see what we can build off of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been playing all the Halo campaigns until like the most recent ones, and I've never enjoyed them actually. But I've been playing Halo for a really long time. But I mean, I guess that's different between like different people. But for me, campaign in Halo is like nonsense. Like I don't give a one shit about the campaign.
Yeah, same here, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about the campaign at all, like, but the show's dope.
Fun. Yeah.
Did you watch the show?
No, I haven't. But my
Dude,
brother is. And he never played Halo, but he really likes it.
dude, watch the fucking show, it's dope, dude. If you have
Yeah.
never played the campaign and you didn't like the campaign, the show's dope. Like, yeah.
Alright, I should maybe give it a watch then. Actually.
Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus. You're gonna have to pay, like, $7 or something, but it's worth it. Unless you just unless you know how to get it. You can get it some other ways. Um
Yeah.
What's it called? Dude, I've been dealing with, hacks, like, some sort of hacks going on, like, people sending me shit through, like, the internet or whatever because, like, my computer's been slow and my UI is fucking up, so I have to fix that. I have to actually hire a technician for this bullshit. I can't figure it out. Yeah. Um, but yeah, you working on any projects, man?
Um. No, but I'm really starting to get an urge to do something.
Dude, we would
I've been really like the last past months. I've been really drained, like from my old job and then starting a new job. So it's been. But right now, I'm starting to feel the energy going up again. So I'm really want to start a new project.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude.
I
Dude,
really want to edit Halo, but at the same time, the scene is so dead right now.
well, you gotta do a Halo 2 montage, bro. You absolutely have to, bro. Like, Halo 3, even Halo 3, even if you did just Halo 3, like, I'd be fucking, like, stoked for that project too, man. But if you did Halo 2, bro, I'm telling you, man, like, you got 3,000 hits on your last one and Halo 3 was dead, you'll get fucking, like, at least 10,000 on this one. At least.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I will spam the fucking shit out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do something, I'm probably gonna do Halo 3 though, because that's the only game I really enjoy.
I know.
Uh,
Yeah, I feel you. That's why I do Halo 2.
yeah, exactly. You gotta do what you enjoy. And I'm kind of torn between, like if I'm gonna do another montage, it doesn't even have to be that long, but I know I'm gonna spend so much effort into it, and
We gotta
getting
start.
like kind of torn when I'm getting like I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get back for putting that effort into it.
Well, this is all about passion, bro. And then now down the line, we can talk about money. We can make that money down the line. That's not an issue. If like you're looking, yeah, dude, like,
Yeah, like money is not important to me at all. Like I don't care about getting.
as long as your bills are paid, like, are your bills paid? Like,
Yeah.
are you stable? Like, as long as you're stable, dude, then you can. I mean, who the fuck cares, right? I'm working on something actually, and if it would be nice if I could have your permission to show them your video as well. Um, what's it called? I'm looking to get these recognized as art. So I'm going to the museum today. I'm going to the Modern Art Museum here in Chicago to see what the competition's like and see what this video art, what kind of video art they got over there, and maybe we can compete with those guys over there, get it listed over there on the museum over there. Yeah. How do you
Yeah,
feel
that
about
would be
that?
cool. I mean, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, yeah. You can take my. You don't even have to ask my permission for anything. You can just take whatever you want.
And
That's
that's money. That'll be money, bro, because a video like yours, I mean, dude, be honest, like, how much would you charge? Like, if you really had, if a client came up to you and said, "Hey, I want you to recreate this video for me," like, how much would you charge for a video like that?
Honestly, though, I could make it a lot better now. But I don't know. I think I would charge. I mean, we're looking at a lot of work. Like, if I would work,
You're talking easily over 10,000. Easily, right?
yeah, but the salary in Sweden is kind of low. So, but I was thinking like 50, like 5,000, 5,000.
5,000?
Yeah,
5,000.
if it was like a client project.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But that's like, I mean, that's like a work of art, in my opinion. Like artist wise, like artistically speaking, like you put your fucking soul into that video, you know, like the credits, you can tell like you put a lot of effort into that, into the music choice of the credits, because it ties back to the whole, it wraps everything up really well, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of you'd say. Yeah, I I like, because I haven't really released that montage. I put lot of effort into it. I really tried to make the best I could. And it's such a nice learning experience to make a full montage like that. So that's why I'm really like 50-50 now if I want to make another really big project. Because I know it's easy to say that you're gonna make a big montage and then you stop like halfway through.
But Slippin', you're making 6, 7 minute long videos. You got to make them like 3, 4, or 5. You know,
Yeah, I think it's better for me to make them shorter.
if you
Like
made them shorter,
video even would be nice.
you could put more effort into it. You'd do some
Yeah.
you'd end up like a Catha like fucking editor, like going down as Halo's Catha basically. So
And a lot of stuff that was missing from my own montages that I've really been trying to focus on lately is like sound design and stuff. So I'm trying to like everything I noticed I was lacking in that montage. I've been really trying to learn it and get better at it, and now I'm actually feeling kind of comfortable in that stuff. So it would be really fun for me to just push myself to the limit and say how good I could make one. But it's also so much effort.
I know, which is why it's always important to remember there are no deadlines for this stuff. You know, um,
That is true.
no deadlines. You can work on it as you want, as it comes to you, and put in a little bit of touches here and there, and then go back to living your life and doing whatever it is you're doing, and then coming back to it. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have to. Yeah,
I usually have that problem with a lot of stuff, like with my lights, that whenever I'm doing something, I'm going in like 110%. And when I'm done with it, or when I don't feel like doing it anymore, I just quit. I'm really been trying to lately learning how to do things slowly and don't pressure myself and just do it for fun. Um, so it would be really nice for me if I could manage to start a project and just keep it simple, like work on it whenever I want to, and like if there goes a month where I'm not feeling it, then I can just leave it and then start picking it up again whenever I get the feeling for it again.
yeah. And another thing you can do is you can, if like the issue is it's going to be several years or something like that, you can render out the actual lossless AVI, and then you can always go back to it, because the technology, as it progresses, you can actually go back and tweak things in a way that's even that will still work. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've got
And I
yeah
got the Topaz AI now. They're
yeah.
really good.
Dude, I got that too, man. Dude, fucking been like 60 FPS on my fucking videos and shit, like all this old stuff.
They're like super slow motion, which is really sick. Like it's crazy how good it is.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's amazing.
So like how did because when I see your Invincible montage, it's really nice. Like how like did you edit stuff before that a lot, or was that like your first big project you did?
I don't know if you're like messing with me or not. Like people are messing with me when they come to Invincible, because it's not. I don't think it's that great. I think like I think it's a pretty amateurish video that got a lot of views because it was very innovative at the time. Yeah, no, I didn't. I was editing videos before that, but nothing like too crazy. You seen Rapid's Initiation? That was
Yeah,
one of my projects.
that,
And when I
was that
got
before Invincible?
oh, absolutely,
Or
no,
oh,
absolutely, yeah, that was before. I mean, you can see in the quality of that video is like SD, and uh, the quality of Invincible is HD, like 1080p. So, um, yeah. Yeah, I had been editing a couple videos here and there, but nothing like too crazy. Um,
yeah.
and then that was, like, my breakout video where I was gonna, like, where I spent some money to buy the HD capture card, and, you remember the HD PVR? The Blackmagic HD
Like,
PVR, so that's what I had. I went and I was working as a bagger at Jewel at the time, and I bagged all these damn groceries making this money, and I got, uh I got the money to buy the HD PVR, and I bought it, and, yeah, I made videos with that, yeah.
that's crazy though. Like, yeah. Like, I remember back in the day when just getting like HD quality was a thing. Like, it was expensive and hard to capture. Yeah.
Yeah, it was I mean, there were guys charging for that, like Fragtality, you remember him?
Yeah.
He was
And there was another guy called, was it Bjorn?
Bjorn, yeah, Bjorn. Dude,
Bjorn.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that dude is rich right now. Like, he's gotta be rich, like, super rich, like, because he's the one that got into Bitcoin mining, like, before
Oh,
anybody did.
oh yeah. Then it's probably super rich.
Yeah, he's gotta be, because I remember he was mining all these Bitcoins for no damn reason,
Yeah.
back then, yeah. Like, nobody was doing that shit. I'm like, "Why the fuck anybody wants to do this," you know? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, back to Invincible. So I don't know if you've seen, like, the making of it. I made, like, a video, like, a director's commentary to it. I gotta redo it because the audio fucking sucks on that. But, uh,
I think I checked that out actually. It
the
was posted kind of recently, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
The
think I looked at it. I don't really remember everything though, but
Yeah, it's because the audio is really bad, and, you probably turned it off after, like, 2 minutes of it because the audio is terrible in there. I'm sure you could hear me a lot better now because I have an actual mic headset. I figured out how to get to work. The dongle on this fucking thing broke, so I had no idea. Took forever to figure that out. Um, yeah. So, like, let's talk about Unreal. So you're a guy that's gonna be messing with Unreal, and I want to get into that as well. I don't know if you know Michael Fuster, but I'm trying to get him to start doing stuff in Unreal, and I got Unreal open right now. And I just got to opening the project, but I made a little project before, and it was nothing special. But it's all new to me. It's all like very new to me. I've never really experimented with software like this. What's your take on
yeah.
Unreal?
The thing with Unreal for me is I think it's like really cool. Um, but I'm not really having that much use for it at my work right now because we have like a dedicated software program. We have like Houdini, which I'm using a lot, and then we have Maya and the Cinema 4D. We're still using a lot of these like offline renders.
How's Houdini? How's that like?
Dude, it's so much fun. It's very complicated though if you compare it to the other 3D softwares I've been using.
Even Unreal?
No, but I haven't really used Unreal that much. I only looked at like a few tutorials, but I really haven't dabbled in it. I mostly done the offline rendering, mostly with Maya and Houdini. I've been doing a lot of water simulations and stuff in Houdini,
Yeah.
but I haven't really had any like recent use Unreal in any of the like studios I've been at. So I haven't really dabbled in it. I've been mostly trying to learn more about Houdini and some render engines like Redshift. I'm currently learning a lot.
What can you do in Houdini? What can you tell us about that software?
Well, it's like a super dedicated simulation and physics software. So it's really good if you want to do like dynamic stuff or like maybe say water simulation, or if in like a Halo perspective, if someone shot a guy, you would make it like action with physics, like blood coming out, and you would see like gore, and things would bounce off the ground
Oh
instead of
shit.
just like e-framing it. It's
How
yeah.
how would you go about doing something like what have you done in Houdini? Can you show me something? This is not gonna be in the video, by the way. Um,
Oh yeah.
it'll be in the video audio-wise, but I'm not gonna show anything that you're showing here.
Yeah, okay. Let me see. Let me share my screen then with you. Uh, let's see. Maybe I could show something. If I go into my
Let me full screen this.
yeah, if I go into my project. Let's see what do we have here. Some of these stuff.
Oh, you're so organized, man. I've been getting out of order. Like my stuff is so disorganized. A ZRT rookie will help me out like so much.
Yeah. So I did this in Houdini for a client. See here, when the chocolate is breaking and stuff, then you actually put like a liquid inside the chocolate that reacts like the actual candy would.
Huh.
So that is more like a Houdini scene.
Yeah.
So you would see some tearing. Also, see if I have something else here. I don't remember what this is. So I didn't watch it. You know, when you're gonna do a lot of simulations and stuff, like this liquid here is a Houdini simulation,
Oh shit.
and that stuff would be really hard to do like manual,
Right.
and you can make like blood and stuff.
You know,
Um,
I was thinking because I saw that, I'm like, you might be able to do that in After Effects actually. Like
yeah,
if you're good enough, you know, if you're good
yeah,
enough,
yeah.
like some Andrew Kramer type shit, like he could probably do something like that in After Effects.
But I think, you know, we do stuff for After Effects. You kind of can do it to like a limit. Like Houdini can go on forever and do. I don't really have that much of it on my computer, but I can show you.
Well, no, that's fine. I think I get the gist of it. You can do like particle simulations. Now, why you
Exactly.
can't do this in Maya? You can't do this in like Blender or
Not as good. Like this is their official showreel, but you see lots of like simulations. And fur is very good as well. Everything that's kind of dynamic, like slow and everything, like snow on it. Yeah.
gotcha.
Um. So yeah, but as you can see, I don't have it installed here. I think yeah, it's very complicated. It's more a node-based system
Okay.
instead of like the usual 3D stuff. And also, have you ever tried the software called Nuke?
No, Mad Max was telling me about this, and I'll drop his name. He was telling me he's like, dude, you got to use Nuke. You can't be using After Effects. Like that's shit, is what he's saying. And uh, it's like a compositor, right? And it's like yeah, also kind of like VFX too. Like,
Yeah, I don't think really. A lot of people have been telling me that you should also use Nuke instead of After Effects, but I think they're very like they're good for different things. Like if you work in movies and stuff, probably Nuke is a little better because it's like a super developed composite software. But After Effects is much better at like creating motion graphics and texts and stuff. So you gotta like use the right software for the job. But here, if you see here, example, if you just bring something up, Houdini is super good and super fast. So if we're gonna create like just something easy, like a dynamic, so we make this into a body, and then we make this into a collision. Let's see. So what it does now I created a simulation with just a bouncing.
oh wow,
But
this is so simple.
yeah. But it gets very technical because what you can do is then you can go into here. You see that everything is node based. So
Yeah,
here,
that's the thing I have to learn is that node shit, because I've been
yeah,
putting that off.
and then you can just add stuff as you want. So if I want to add like a fan that would blow the ball, let's say, they add it below. And then if we say, oh, I love this simulation, now it's done. Then I can actually change here from my sphere. I can change the sphere into whatever I want, and it's gonna keep the same everything. And that's the strength of Houdini. So I change this to a box, let's say. I just have to plug in the node instead of the sphere here.
Okay.
And now we're gonna see that it's gonna have the same simulation, but it's gonna change it to a box. So you can make a lot of stuff procedural. And let's say
Now,
it's like
can you bring in a scene and like 3D motion track this bullshit in there? I'm sorry for my language, but
yeah,
in
no, it's fine. What do you mean? What do you
so
like?
if let's say like if you wanted to do this bots drop animation in like uh, a scene of a Halo Spartan just kind of dead on the ground, can you bring
Yeah.
and the camera's tracking around there. Can you bring it in
Yeah.
into Houdini and 3D motion track it in Houdini, and then also apply the box?
Yes. Yes.
So
And
you
then the
can
box
so
ride on the Spartan lying there.
and you can get it to, and it'll recognize that the Spartan's there.
Yes, exactly.
How the fuck does it do that?
It's a super good, like we can say, I can just add a box here below it, and I also make it a static object. Now it's gonna interact with the box as well below it.
What
So
the
it's backing on top.
dude, what the hell?
And then if I move the box here, then it's gonna interact and it's gonna bounce off it instead.
Oh.
Do all this stuff to make like blood and everything, and stuff actually reacts to it like physics-wise instead of just
So the
like,
physics are already in there. The physics is already imposed on there. I
yeah.
got you. I understand. So it's like Maya, but you don't have to put in the physics and stuff like that. It's all preset.
Yeah. What you would do is you would probably bring in Maya, and then you can animate it because Maya is really good at animation. Then you would animate maybe, let's say you put a Spartan on like, let's say sand trap with a lot of sand around it. And then you would put him, you would first film it in Halo. They would put in the Spartan in the sand trap map, like crawling in the sand. And once you have that animation done, then you would add the sand in Houdini. And it would interact with it. So if you put like fake sand around him that looks like the sand on sand trap, then he would actually like make it look like he's actually there more, because then it would be like sand interacting.
Okay.
Instead
So
of he's crawling.
if I can ask you, if I had to start like learning new software, because I only know After Effects and Vegas, and I'm downloading Vegas. I'm cracking Vegas 10 right now because I can't fucking work with Vegas. Like these newer versions of Vegas, they ruin the software. Um and so I can't work with these Vegas. So I got my sequencer, which is Vegas, and I have my compositor, which is After Effects. And then I need these new software. So I was working with Blender, but Mad Max was telling me, he's like, you want to probably go with Maya. And he's like, if you're cracking the software already, if you're hacking the softwares already to get the software for free, it doesn't matter if if Maya, if Blender is free or not, just get the best software, right? So
True.
like I'm thinking I got Maya right here, like in my torrent thing. So I'm gonna get Maya, and then um Vegas 10, and now I'm thinking, well, I got Unreal 5. That one's legit. And then I need Houdini then, right?
I mean, it depends. I would say to start with, Houdini is probably the hardest 3D software there is right now. Like it has probably the most potential, but it's not as straightforward as maybe Blender or so. I would absolutely say, because you know After Effects well, I would 100% go with Cinema 4D if I was you, because that translates very well into After Effects.
Yeah.
And it has the same language and they interact with each other a lot. You can like send scenes from cinema into After Effects and vice versa.
So what's the rationale here? Like, why are you recommending Cinema 4D instead of Maya? Maya.
I mean, Maya, like, since you are a hobby artist and you want to do like full productions yourselves, then I wouldn't recommend Maya, because Maya is usually a program that's very integrated in like a big the effects company pipeline. It's very, very good for animation and facial animation and rigging and all that stuff. But that's about it. If you're going to do a full-on production yourself, then you would go with cinema, because that's more like a solo artist. It has like better motion graphic stuff. It has worse animation, but at our level, it doesn't really matter, because we're not going to use all the most advanced features of the animation tools that the VFX studios does.
Huh.
And it's a lot easier to learn cinema. It's very beginner friendly.
Okay. Because I had done the text in Invincible, I did in Cinema 4D. And I've never messed around in Maya at all. I messed around in Blender, and in Matanza Eteria, I did the text in Blender. I did that shit in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Uh, but what's it called? Okay, so get Cinema 4D, and then does Cinema 4D integrate good with, Unreal Engine 5 or no?
I mean, yeah, I think all of the 3D applications integrate quite well. I don't think the link between like 3D software and Unreal really depends much on the software. I think everything just works kind of nice.
Okay.
Um, you can, I think, Cinema as well has like this Unreal export. They can export stuff directly into Unreal. Um, I mean, Maya has it, Houdini has it. I know Blender has some pretty nice Unreal like export. Um, but if you're gonna, what are you gonna use Unreal for? Is it gonna be like rendering, or what's the purpose of Unreal here?
Well,
Like,
Unreal would be to create these almost movie-like kind of, cinematics with, these Spartans, basically, is what I'm thinking.
but then you would probably need a 3D software to do the like pre-work in, because Unreal is kind of like a finished software, or like you put all the assets in one scene and go. But you can't really make assets in Unreal. You have to have a program that you can make the assets from.
Okay, so then, that would be what Cinema 4D would be for, right?
Yes, I think. I mean, it's that's the problem with the 3D world right now, because every application is better than the other in some way. And I think if you just want to do like modeling and then export that to Unreal, then I think Blender would be a good choice, because the Blender toolkit is very good for modeling and stuff. Maya is also good, but I think Blender is better.
And Cinema 4D is just straight trash with, modeling?
I mean, I think I think every software you can do like 80% of everything, and then like the last 20%, some softwares are a lot better than the others. So you can make modeling in Cinema, and you can animate in Cinema. You can also model in Maya and animate in Maya. But if you only want to focus on modeling and animation, then I would recommend Maya. If you want to make models and then export them to Unreal, then I would recommend Blender. If you want to do the whole production in just one package, then I would recommend Cinema.
So you're saying do the whole production in one package. When you say that, you mean not even fuck around with, Unreal?
Yeah, exactly. Um, because I mean, Unreal is getting a lot of hype right now, and you see all these amazing trailers and stuff. But it's still a game engine. Like the like 3D packages are better for the stuff we do. That's like offline rendering, and there's no one that singly works in Unreal, because they have to do the modeling and probably the animations as well in another package, and then export them to Unreal to render them and stuff. So to
Okay.
have a nice Unreal workflow, you would still need to know another package pretty well. And that all starts with like the basic 3D packages like Blender, Maya, 3ds Max.
So then you can so what you're saying is you can make a lot of these animations, all the stuff that you see in Unreal, at least like the movie stuff wise, like you can do all that in the 3D software instead of working in, Unreal. Um,
Yes.
okay, so what? Okay, so then maybe down the line it would be Unreal would be kinda something you would wanna mess around with, I guess, unless there's something that I'm missing here, like, that's easier to do in Unreal that, like, you can just take
I
yeah.
I think because Unreal has, this amazing marketplace now, and it integrates very good with Quixel, they can really create amazing scenes and just import stuff that's already been created by someone else.
Oh, so, like, you're saying a lot of these guys that are hyping like, the hype is, like, a lot of this shit is, like, presets, basically.
Yes, exactly.
Got
Like
it.
they have all these assets that you can just download and just put it in, and then they're good to go. But you can't make any custom stuff, and that's the like hard part. Because if you want to make something yourself, and not like all the Unreal stuff you see right now, that is like kind of someone walking through a forest or this like desert scene or something, then you have to make that in another package and import it into Unreal. And I mean, for us, for me, it doesn't really make sense unless you're like a super pro at Unreal and can take advantage of all the like advanced features they use both. Because you can also render stuff in Maya, or Blender and Houdini, and I don't see like the reason to make the like process longer and go into between more programs. This is for more like studio work when there's lots of artists working on the same stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, got it. Got it.
And like
Cool.
one reason to use Unreal is it's a real-time based renderer. So if you're gonna do a lot of like complex scenes and stuff, the renders is gonna be much quicker.
Got it. Okay. Dude, this is great. This is great stuff you're telling me right now. And so just for everybody to clarify, you work at an actual like what like a VFX studio? What
No, right now I'm actually just working at a very like big medical company, but they have their own marketing department. We're 6 people, so 2 motion designers, 2 graphic designer, 1 manager, and 1 copywriter.
Okay.
But I have been working in like studios and stuff, but I'm not right now. But I mean the same principles apply.
Yeah, they tell me I think it was Max who was telling me there's so much money to be made in that industry that you're in. So what do you do, like simulations of like, surgeries and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean we're a company with what is it like?
Medicinal procedures?
Yeah, so we basically just providing for the company what they need. So we do a lot of events. Then we need like this really cool medical graphics on the like big screens. Then we do like infographics when they tell about what our software actually do. And then there's like then you maybe have to go into a body and show the tissues and stuff. So everything that the company really requests. So it's kind of diverse right now. I'm not just only doing like 3D work. I'm also doing a lot of After Effects. Also some editing that we're not, putting together a montage of how the event was.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of this and that. I think unless you're at a really big like studio, you're gonna do like lots of different things.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'd have to okay, so definitely I think you've kind of sold me on doing Cinema 4D. I'll have
Yeah.
to the thing is that you know which one do you use if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, right now I'm using Maya and Houdini. Um, but I am actually thinking of learning more Cinema 4D. I started a bit because a guy at my work is using Cinema, and it's much better for the type of production we are doing. It's more like a single artist working on it. I can probably make like better animations, but he can make like a whole scene like from start to finish much faster and better in Cinema than I would be able to do in Maya. And
Okay.
that's kind of why I'm also using Houdini a lot, because that complements Maya very well. So I can make really good stuff, but then I have to use 2 packages.
Oh, yeah.
That slows you down when you have to switch between 2 packages instead of doing everything in just one.
So Cinema 3D has I mean Cinema 4D has kind of some of the tools that Houdini has,
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
I think a lot of Cinema users, after they like mastered Cinema, they go to Houdini because it's like more robust and you can really take it one step further. But they kinda both of them is very good at like simulations and this motion graphics.
Can you create assets in Houdini?
Yes.
So you can do everything you can do in Cinema 4D in Houdini?
Yes. And you could also do everything in Cinema and Maya. But it's just this like, last 20%. Like if you want to make something really high end, it's gonna be much harder to do like
In Houdini?
animation in Maya than Cinema. But if you want to make a really good, like character animation, then it's gonna be much harder to do it in Cinema than Maya.
Why not just do everything in Houdini then?
Because Houdini, like when these softwares are made, they're made with a specific purpose in mind, and they always think about the big studios, and they know that, oh, okay, Maya is super good for animation. We really don't have to push it there, and let's say Cinema is really good for this stuff, but all of the packages is lacking in dynamics. So then we really push dynamic with this software.
Gotcha. Okay, so we can do everything in Houdini is what you're saying, and then we can import that stuff from Houdini into fucking Unreal if we want to use the Unreal Engine,
Yeah,
if it's even necessary. Uh,
exactly. But you could also render straight out of Houdini.
and can you render?
Unless you are like pro in like Unreal Engine, there's no point of you going from Houdini to Unreal. Like,
So you don't even need Unreal at this point. You could just do everything in Houdini.
yes,
Dude, I feel like I owe you like,
and Blender and Maya, they're all like 100% packages, but some of them are better than others in some like steps.
okay, I feel like I owe you like $1,000 in consulting fees. Because you just saved me a bunch of time. Because I'm over here thinking, okay, I got to go into Cinema 4D to fucking do this, right? And then I got to go into Unreal to animate it, and then I might need a little bit of Houdini, and it's like, no, you could just probably just do it all in Houdini.
Yeah, yeah. And they do talk well with each other. And that's why a lot of studios use all these applications, because they know that Maya is 100% better at making, facial animations than the rest of the packages. So they have one artist that specialized in Maya. He does the facial animation. And then they export that facial animation to Houdini, where another guy is doing like hair and physics and stuff. And then they export it to another software, maybe that's best for rendering. And then another guy renders it from that software. But for a single artist, there's no reason to use all the softwares unless you're like a prodigy at all of them. Because
that's what I'm saying. Like it'd be like, like I'm trying to equate it to like working out because I know a lot about working out. Um, like it'd be like trying to it'd be like you're like a CrossFit athlete basically, and it's like, no,
yeah,
you can get a nice body just bodybuilding, right? You don't have to go into CrossFit, you don't have to go into cycling, you don't have to go into yoga. If you just wanna look good, you can just do bodybuilding, right? So, bodybuilding would be like the equivalent of like Houdini in this case. Um,
yes. But if we take like gyms as an example, let's say you want to get like let's say your body as a project. You want your project to be 100%, and you want everything to be 100%. And then you can say that each package is a different gym. And you can, of course, get like 80%. You can get really muscular and really big at one gym. But they say your gym only has weights until like 50 kilo. But then there's another gym that has weights until 80 kilo. But
right, you
at the
can get
level we're doing, it's
that
really
little
enough.
extra. If you want that little
Yeah.
extra, you can get it in at these other gyms, and,
Yeah.
I
You can
understand
still
you
get
there.
like almost enough of everything in one gym. But if you want to push it to the max, then you would have to go one gym to do your leg day, one gym to go your like upper body, one gym to do your cardio, and that's kind of how it works.
Yeah. Well, I'll
And what
tell you
I'm
what.
saying is that
Yeah.
like you don't really have to be 100% for the stuff we're doing. Like unless you're like a lead artist at the VFX studio, you can.
Well, you'll never get to that level, right? Like, it's like After Effects. I've been using After Effects for almost 15 years now, and I still don't know all the effects in there. There's still effects that I apply, and I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck? We had this? Like, this would've made things a lot like, cooler if and simpler if I had known we had this." So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that what come down to mostly is because a lot of people is always saying that, oh, this pack is better and then this and that, but it mostly comes down to the artist anyway.
Hey, Slippin, I'm gonna pass you my phone number, just in case you need it in the future. Um, because I know you don't like using Discord. I know this is like this is well, it'd be +1 this. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
If you don't, in case you don't want to use Discord, and in case we need to keep in contact with each other, for anything, for sure.
Yeah. I kind of have to decide within myself if I want to make another big Halo project or not. I really want to, but I'm also kind of scared of putting all the effort and time into it and it's getting like not recognized.
Well, I'll do my best. If any of the shit that I'm doing is gonna work out, and like I go viral and I get a bunch of followers and stuff, I'll do my best to promote the hell out of you and out of your work because you are a fucking awesome artist and you deserve the recognition that of thousands. That video, like that Invincible video, I'd equate that to like your video right there. You know, like if that had come out back when we were doing that, you remember back when we were editing like 2009, if your video had come out during that time like that, I mean, bro, you'd have like millions of views, right? Like so, um, yeah, it's just Halo's dead.
That's yeah. And I kinda have a hard time accepting that Halo is dead, you know.
Well, it's not dead. It's just it's on us. It's on people like us. We're adults now to bring that shit back to the limelight, you know?
Yeah, but do you think it's ever gonna be back? I feel like whatever we do, it's just gonna, stay the same.
Oh, dude, absolutely. If bro, if me or you or both of us together can come up with something like that'll really knock the socks out of like everything, and that's undeniably fucking great. Like, there's no way that it's not gonna get the recognition it deserves. And we're talking we have to do something like higher level than what your video was. You know, make a storyline and all this fucking shit. Like yeah, it's gotta be even better, I guess. Like these motherfuckers got like very high standards, I guess, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I'll probably gonna make, but there's also, so much hassle going around it now because it's hard to find people with good gameplay as well, I feel like.
Well, I mean, you can just make the gameplay it's yourself, dude. Like you can just fake it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make the okay. So you can make the software, I mean the video in the software, right? Like the first person point of view aspect. And then you can make that scene and then you can add the HUD if you want. You don't even have to have the HUD. Nikki HD doesn't even have the HUD, but we can do the HUD in After Effects, you know? That's easy. Like
Do you mean that we skip like the gameplay aspect and just make it like more
yeah, yeah, just make it yeah, exactly, and, you know, you can draw inspiration from real actual gameplay. So instead of, like oh, hold on, am I getting another call? Or is that you? Um, what's it called? You can skip the entire gameplay aspect, and you could draw inspiration from other real life footage. I mean, like real footage, like Hyena's footage, for example. Like, look at his gameplay. We recreate his gameplay in the 3D software in first person point of view and also in 3D, like scene wise, and then make a fucking movie out of it, basically. Like, this is the next level of fucking montages, you know, frag movies, man. Like, that's what we're going for.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think yeah, for sure. I
Because
think that's a good
and then it completely skips out on getting the gameplay because the gameplay is so hard to get. Like, these guys are fucking like Riz was telling me. Riz is like you remember Riz?
yeah.
Composure? So Riz was telling me, he's like, "Dude," he's like, "I don't even know what the hell the point of, like, getting the gameplay is if, like, it takes forever to do it and then, like, the clout is behind the editing, you know, so, like, we should just fake the gameplay." And it's like, we don't have to fake the gameplay. Like, if one of you guys had gotten clips that you know are doable, and we have consultants here, like that you know are doable, that these clips are able to be gotten and they have been gotten before, but you didn't record them because of some bullshit. Like, we can recreate that in the software and then put it and make the sickest fucking video ever.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta go. This a thing came up, but I can give you a call and we can continue a bit later. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Not
Yeah.
maybe not today because I have to go to the museum and stuff. But
Oh yeah.
what's it called?
I can text you and we can
Yeah, we can talk through. Text me through WhatsApp. You got WhatsApp?
no, wait, I gotta go like no, no,
Okay,
sorry.
no
But
problem.
I'll text you on Discord. We can talk on Discord.
All right, sounds good. Later.
All right, see you, man. Peace.